Hello, my name is Thomas Kerr, and this is all the gear that I'm bringing on my upcoming thru hike of the Vermont Long Trail. Let's go. Okay, so to start off, the pack that I will be taking on this trip is going to be the Gossamer Gear Gorilla 50 liter pack. It's relatively new to me, but I've taken it on about 3 backpacking trips, and it's worked out really well for me. It has, I think, just the right amount of space that I need, and I was able to cut the weight of my backpack in like over half in switching to this bag. So I've been really happy with it so far, and I'm excited to see how it does on the long trail. All right, for the rest of the gear, I'm going to actually unpack my bag and I will break it down into each section. If you want to scroll down below, if there's something specific that you're looking for, you can do that, and I'll talk about each piece of gear within each section. Okay, so first up is my sleep system. I've got my tent, my quilt, my pad, pillow, stakes, and footprint. So first off, the tent that I'm using, it's another pretty new item to me. This is the Durston X-Mid 1, and I have taken it out on 2 trips so far and absolutely love it. Again, I was able to cut a lot of weight out of my kit just by switching tents. I think I saved close to 3 pounds, so that was a really big thing for me. Next up is my quilt. This is the Outdoor Vitals Storm Loft 0 degree quilt. Now 0 degrees is kind of overkill for a hike in September. However, when I bought this, I really only wanted to buy one kind of cold weather quilt. So I went for the cooler option. I also tend to sleep a little cooler at night when I'm on trail. So this kind of just gives me that comfort, and it doesn't really add that much weight. I've used this quite a bit and I love it. For my pad, again, I kind of went with an overkill option. This is the Thermarest Neo Air X Therm, and it is rated for winter conditions, so it's a little bit heavier than if I had gone with the X Lite or something like that. But again, it's a pretty new purchase. I've used it on 2 backpacking trips and love it. For my pillow, I have the Trekology Aleph 2.0 pillow. It's just an inflatable pillow. I've been using this pretty much for all my backpacking trips, and it works great. My footprint is just a sheet of Tyvek. This is kind of one of the thru hiker classics. I almost didn't bring a footprint. You don't really need one with this tent, but it kind of just gives that added protection to extend the longevity of my actual tent, and it keeps it cleaner, so I'm not getting like mud and everything if the ground's wet. It helps to keep that a little more clean, and I can just have this kind of take a lot of that abuse. And in this bag, I've got 6 MSR groundhog stakes, and it's just in a little DCF bag that I got off Garage Grown Gear. So that is my sleep system. Okay, now to everything that I'm wearing. I'll start with my base layers. The socks I'm bringing, of course, are the classic Darn Tough socks. I think these are the best socks you can wear if you are doing really any kind of thru hike. And of course, they're made right in Vermont, so it's perfect. I will be bringing 3 pairs of these. I went back and forth between 2 and 3 pairs, and then I went on a trip and I brought the 3 just because, and it ended up raining quite a bit. And I was really thankful I had all 3, so I decided 3 was the number. I'm bringing 2 t-shirts. One of them's LLB and the other one's just a off-brand, but of course they are synthetic shirts, and one is going to be my primary hiking shirt, and then the other one will be my primary sleep shirt, and I can switch back and forth whenever needed. That will be those. I'll be hiking in these Patagonia shorts. They're super lightweight, and I really like them. That will be my primary shorts that I'll be hiking in. I'm not really bringing pants so I'll pretty much always be wearing shorts. I've got some thermal leggings here, and this is what I'll be wearing as my sleep pants, or if there is a really chilly day on trail, I can put these on under my shorts for a little added warmth. But I find usually my legs don't get too cold when I'm hiking, even in cold weather, so I'm not too concerned about that. A lot of the time I'll be hiking with this Outdoor Vitals Ventus active hoodie. It's just like a sun hoodie, which I know on the long trail sun hoodie isn't really that necessary, but I love hiking with a sun hoodie. It gives just that little bit of warmth, but also you stay cool in it, and you can put a hood up if it's kind of windy and your ears are getting cold. So I really love this for my kit, and I'll be hiking in that a lot. I've got my Decathlon down jacket, which I've had for a while. I've taken it on all kinds of cold weather, deep winter hikes, and that will be my primary warm layer when I'm at camp, or maybe if I'm hiking, but I doubt I'll wear it too much while I'm hiking. I also have this Eddie Bauer fleece, which I will also have as a backup warm layer if it's really cold at night. Again, probably won't wear it too much while I'm hiking because I'll be keeping pretty warm, but at night it will probably be a good thing to have. I've got my rain gear. I just went with Frog Togs pants and top. I wasn't gonna bring the pants, and again, on that same trip where it rained, they turned out to be really nice, so I decided I'd bring them along. I might decide to send them home, but for what they weigh, I think it's worth bringing them along. I've got some thin liner gloves that I'll be wearing this time of year is when your hands start to get cold, or at least mine do, so I'll have these for those colder days and when my hands are exposed to more wind and elements. On my feet, I will be wearing the Ultra Lone Peak 7s. I previously had the 6s and they worked out really good. There wasn't quite enough life left in my 6s to be really comfortable bringing them for the long trail, so I picked up a new pair of the 7s, and they should last me the whole trail. They are nice and lightweight, and of course they are zero drop shoes, so they take a little getting used to, but I've found they work really good for me. One of my favorite all-time pieces of gear is this Patagonia Black Hole hip pack. It's just this tiny hip pack, and I bring it on every single hike that I do. It's so nice to have that extra little pouch to put snacks in. Sometimes I put camera gear in it, what have you. This always goes with me, and I'll be taking it again on the long trail. For my food and cook kit, I am bringing this Sea to Summit. It's like a Ultrasil dry bag or dry sack, something like that they call it. This is the 13 liter, and so far it's worked pretty well for me. Might be a bit of a squeeze on the kind of the first day of my 5-day food carries, but I should be able to fit everything in there, and then I can just hang this up as my bear bag. Since it's waterproof, I don't have to worry about stuff getting wet inside. So that's what I'm containing my food in, and also hanging my food in. I'm bringing 2 Life water bottles. I've got the 1 liter, and then this one's like a smaller 20-ounce bottle. And that should be plenty of water. The long trail has plenty of water sources along the way, so not too worried about having a ton of water capacity. But I do also have another liter of capacity in my filter bag. This is the Katadyn Be Free water filter. I've been using this. This is the first filter I got. I got a new filter cartridge for this hike just to be safe, but I still have the 1 liter bag, so I have over 2.5 liters of capacity total if I have to do a water carry if I'm dry camping. My cook kit, I'm using a Toaks 750 milliliter pot, and my stove is the BRS stove. You can get them on Amazon. They're super cheap, super light, and that just will connect to my isobutane fuel. I have 2 lighters, one in my cook kit, and then I have a backup one that I just stuck in my first aid kit just in case the first lighter gets wet or something and I can't get it to work. And then I just have this like rubber band that kind of holds everything all shut. So that is what I'll be using to cook with. And that's it for my food and cook system. Okay, now for all the kind of miscellaneous items. My trekking poles are the Black Diamond Pursuit FLZ poles. These are not the carbon ones, these are just the aluminum ones. These are my go-to trekking poles for any of my hikes. I will be taking just some paracord for my bear line to hang my bear bag at night. Just a really thin paracord. I had it kicking around, so I figured that would do the trick. I've got one buff, which is useful for a lot of things. Obviously I can wear it as a buff, or I can use it to hold my pot when it's hot. I can wipe things off. And then kind of similar to that, I have this Matador mini towel, which is also just handy for holding the pot when it's hot, drying things off. Kind of a little bit of redundancy there, but it's something that's really useful, so I decided to bring both of those things. I am bringing a Long Trail map. I do have the map on my phone, but this is just a backup, and the nice thing about this is it has all the campsites listed out, which I don't have on my map on my phone. So if I have to change kind of my plans, it'll be really easy to look at this and do that. I also have a really tiny compass that I'll be bringing. I highly doubt I'll use it, hence why I brought the really small one, but I do have that as well. Got my Black Diamond, I think this is a Revolt headlamp. It's rechargeable, and this is my go-to headlamp for all hiking things. My first aid kit, I won't go into every little thing that's in here, but basically bandages. I've got Leuko tape if I start to get blisters. I've got a small knife in there. I've got gauze, I've got tape. I also have some tenacious tape in there for repairing my tent or my pad or my jacket, anything like that. There's all kinds of little things in here. There's my first aid kit. For my toothbrush, I've just got a small travel toothbrush and some toothpaste tabs as opposed to actual toothpaste. This is something that's kind of new, but I have used them on the past couple trips and they work pretty good, so I decided to go with that. I can just count out exactly how many I need for how long I'll be out there. For cleanup, whether it's washing myself or my pot or anything, I went with the Sea to Summit biodegradable soap that they have, and I just have it in a couple little dropper bottles, and I can use that for a multitude of things. I've got this tiny little thermometer, which is just kind of so I can know what the temperature swings were, and at night kind of what the low temperatures were. I just like to track that, so I hook that right on the outside of my pack and it lives there. For recharging my devices on trail, I've got 2 Anchor 10,000 power banks, and these should last me for up to 5 days that I'll be out on trail for recharging my phone mostly. And then in town I have this just this Anchor wall charger that has 2 ports on it, so I can recharge those and my phone, and of course I have all the various cables that I'll need to recharge my devices. Then lastly, my trowel. This is the Deuce number 2. It's ultralight, it does the job, and that's all the miscellaneous items. And finally, my camera gear. Yes, this is all my camera gear that I'm bringing. I did a lot of thinking about this, a lot of back and forth, But I landed on bringing my GoPro Hero 8, one small flexible tripod, and then this little quick clip GoPro mount that I can mount on my hat. I can also hook it on my sternum strap on my backpack. And then I'll just be bringing 6 GoPro batteries in this little waterproof container. And that is it. I went back and forth. My camera that I'm filming on right now is my main camera. It's just too heavy really to bring on this trip. I didn't want to worry about damaging it or something happening to it. So I went from that down to my old camera, which is still a DSLR, so it's still kind of heavy. And then I ended up back on the GoPro. Other than the problem that I had with it when I tried to film last week, which had nothing to do with the GoPro itself, it was the SD card. I was very happy with how it was working out for me. So this is what I will be using to film each day as I hike. Well guys, that is it. That is all the gear I am bringing on my upcoming through hike of the Vermont Long Trail. My base weight, that's the weight of my pack minus food and clothing, comes to a grand total of 13.75 pounds, which certainly is not ultralight, but it's definitely in the lightweight category. I tried to have kind of an ultralight mindset when choosing my gear, but at the same time, there were some of those items like the warmer quilt and the warmer pad that I didn't want to sacrifice on. So I have those luxuries of kind of making sure I'm warm at night. I'm very happy with how it came out. Thank you so much for watching. If there's a specific gear item that you want to see a video on, let me know in the comments down below. But until next time, stay inspired, stay creative, and I will see you in the next video. See you later.